What's up, everybody? I'm John. Been riding sport bikes for over 10 years now, and then just this past year, I started racing with Wira for my first time. Had a real good season for my first year racing, and going into it, I have been having to swap out motorcycle tires for that entire time with shops. And after I went to shops for a while, I decided to stop doing that because shops were charging $100 to change a set of tires. Even when you bring the rim in, it's ridiculous. Prices are ridiculous. I'm sure they're even more expensive now. I haven't been to a shop in years. But after that, I started getting on YouTube and trying to figure out how to save some cash, and ended up going with the tire spoons. And then I changed tires with the spoons for a couple years. That got old real quick. You start banging up your knees and banging up your shins and everything. So I started looking for a different solution. And so that solution, after doing hours and hours of research and looking at all the no marsh stuff and all the hitch mounted stuff and automatic tire changers and all that, I wanted something that was small, compact, something that I could put in my race trailer, something that I could change tires with on the fly, not have to worry about banging up my shins and my knees and knocking my knuckles around and, cursing and all that other stuff that you deal with spoons. And I came to the Rabaconda. Let me find this thing for you. The Rabaconda. Look at this. Tucked away nice and neat. I'll put that thing together here in a sec. But this is what you want if you're changing tires on your own on the fly. If you're getting tired of going to shops, or if you're racing and you have to change your tires several times in a week, and you want the Rabaconda, this little bad boy right here. Before I get into that though, there's a couple other things that you're going to want with the Rabaconda as well, because it works well by itself, but just like any other tool, there's going to be things that you can use to make your life a lot easier. And the first thing is tire warmers. Make sure you got some tire warmers. When you're switching over these race tires, these super hard slicks, you want to make sure that the tires are warm before you even try to take them off the rim or put them on a rim, because these slicks are super stiff. I like to run the Dunlops. They're known for being super hard, so a set of tire warmers is a must-have before you even try to take them off. You also want to get some sort of tire balancer, which I just have this little manual tire balancer. Super easy design. I just use it with a pair of jack stands. Literally just sit these bearings up here on the jack stands and put that rod across through the tire. Get it tightened down real nice, and it's a super simple process. We can go into that later though. Also would highly recommend, just go ahead and get a compressor. You can do it without a compressor. I've changed tires for probably about 5 years. When I was using tire spoons, I was using this little bad boy right here. Just a little roadside tire pump. It will get the job done. Trust me, it'll get the job done. I've changed a lot of tires with these, but I've also been through a lot of these, because they're just not built to put that much pressure into a tire to seat the bead. It will work, but if you're going to be changing a lot of tires, just go ahead and get you an air compressor. Do yourself a favor. You'll be much happier in the long run. So let's get into the Rabaconda. This video that I'm doing, by the way, it's not going to be a how-to video. There's plenty of how-to videos on here. I'm just going to use it and just show you how easy this thing is to use. I absolutely love it. I don't go to a track without it, but we're going to put it together. We're just going to use it. You want to learn how to use it, go watch another video. If you want to see how practical this thing is and how it works and how quick you can change a tire, how effortless it is, watch this video. Easy to put together. Very nice design. But with the Rabaconda, just like anything else, it's a tool. And just like any tool, you gotta know how to use it. You gotta take the time to figure out how to use it, because if you don't, you're just wasting your time. So if you're looking at this, just remember, it's a tool. you're gonna have to change tires. You're gonna have to figure out how to use it. Just watching 1 or 2 videos and going to change a tire, it's not the way. You just gotta put in the time. With this one, it's like as soon as I got this thing, I've changed a couple of my own tires. The first couple tire changes are definitely gonna be, I'm not gonna say difficult, but it's a learning curve to it. It's a new tool. So, I mean, it's not gonna be hard, but it's gonna be a learning curve. It's gonna be a process, but once you've changed a few tires, it's easy, quick and easy. You'll see here in a second. And I'll also say this video, I'm just throwing this together. There's no kind of prep time in here or anything. I was just coming out here to the garage to change some tires. Kids are inside, they got some friends over, they might come out in a little bit, and I was like, well, why don't I just make a video real quick? I mean, I absolutely love this product right here. It's ridiculous. I recommend it to anybody. But let's get some tires changed. So I got this thing all put together. It took about a minute to put this thing together. So let's go ahead and get a tire on here real quick. If I can sit this down without this whole thing falling over. If my kids run in here in a minute, I apologize. They're super loud. There's these blocks that go behind the rim where you can adjust them. Get those blocks, see it on the rim where it'll hold it pretty firm, and then this tiny little cone right here goes in the center. Tires on, and then like I said, I'm not going to do anything yet except for let the air out of the tire, and then I'm going to put the tire warmer on and leave that on there for a couple minutes. We'll get the tire warmer going. You can change tires without the warmers, but if you're looking at something like this, you're probably like me, and you want the process to be as easy and painless as possible without any glove offs. Find the extension cord. So this part's gonna be loud. Just get you one of these valve stem tools right here. Really easy. Just thread that through the valve stem right here, and then get this core out, and it will let all the air out. It's gonna be loud. Let me pause this for a sec. So all the air is just about out of the tire. Make sure you get that core out, that valve core. Do not lose that. Not a big deal if you do though, but gotta work easier. We're not trying to make the job harder, right? So just don't lose it. So I'm gonna wait a couple minutes here, let the warmers do their thing. Then once the tire gets heated up, we're gonna go ahead and break this tire off, break this bead, and get this thing off. You see how quick and easy this process is. With this tire, I'm actually not gonna swap out another one. This one's just gonna get a flip because, hey, we're racing on a budget around here. We don't have that Pirelli money. We got that Dunlop money. One more thing too, when you're looking at this Rabaconda, they sell these, they sell them in packages, and I bought mine a couple years ago around Christmas, so it came with a bunch of little extra things too that I'd highly recommend. But this little thing right here is a tool that basically helps seat the tire on the rim, and it helps hold it in place when you're removing tires, when you're putting on tires. I cannot remember exactly what this thing is called, but invaluable. If you can get the bundle with Rabaconda like I did, get these. I think it came with 2 of them, and then it also came with the bead brush right here that I have. So this thing's been used for several years now, still in pretty good shape though. But it comes with that bead brush, and then also invaluable for doing your own tire changers, this bead grease. You gotta get the grease. I was changing tires just using a freaking spray bottle, which is probably still over here. Just spray bottle with some, oh man, just got water all over my stuff. But yeah, you see it's old. Yeah, spray bottle, some soapy water. And then I was just using these irons that I got off of like sport bike track gear or something like that. This is not the way, my brothers. This is not the way. You're only gonna smash your shins so many times before you decide to look at something different, man. But for the price, I mean, it's a little pricey for the Rabaconda, but if you're swapping out tires every weekend, you can't beat it, man. Just go spend the money, get you a nice tire changer. So I'm gonna wait for the tire warmers to do its job, and then we'll get this thing off. I'll show you just how fast this thing works. All right, tire's been on the warmer for about 10 minutes now. It was a little bit longer. I ended up texting, talking on the phone, messing around for a little bit. So I kept them on a little bit longer than I normally would, but about 10 minutes. The tire's nice and hot, so we're good to take this thing off. Let's see. All right. The next thing you want to do, get the warmers off. Yeah, make sure that tire's nice and hot. You want this thing to be like rubber. Some people will just sit these tires outside, let them get warmed up in the sunlight and everything. I mean, that it'll work, but man, we're trying to work smarter. We're not trying to work harder. So you want to position this right here on the rim. Hopefully you can see that, and then just push down. You can start here in the air release, and then just rotate this thing. Look at that. Bead is broken. Boom, boom, boom. And you want to break the bead on the other side. Cut off. Something fell out. Hope I don't need that lever one. Same thing on the other side. Rotate it. I'm just putting a little bit of body weight on this thing. Not even pushing it that hard. It's already about to break on this side too. Done. Wham, bam. I'm gonna flip this thing, so I need to remember what side it's on. So that's broke. And now you want to put this in here. Keep the wheel from rotating. Grab your duck head. Get this position on the rim. And with this, I'll put some grease on here too. Always grease this thing up. Kind of go crazy with it. Got a little bit on the wheel, that ain't a big deal. You find your irons. Now for this part. Make sure the wheels, the tire's completely off. Sounds like my kids are about to run out here in a minute. All right. Drop center tool. I think that's what these little things are called. Drop center tool. Just came back to me. Some duck heads in there. Now you want to get this tire and get it up over the duck head. Even has a nice little compartment in here where you can stick it in. That little lip right there. So that's about what we want. Get this a little closer. It's about what we want. We'll see how this goes. And then just work it down. Perfect. Tire's off. Our part's already done. Yeah. Cake, right? Absolute cake. And then same thing for the inside. This part can be a little tricky because you have to thread your iron through this inside of the tire right here. All right, got it. If you can see, you just want to get that right there. That's what you're looking for. See how the duck head's over the tire, over that inside lip. And then repeat the process. You gotta remember which way this tire's coming off. So like I said, I'm just flipping this so it's going right back on. So take this bad boy off, flip that around, get that dot right there. Pull this off so I can sit this wheel back down, sit the tire back on this wheel, I mean. Sometimes you can just push it back on too. Every now and then I'm able to do that, but not every time. It doesn't look like it's gonna work this time. Alright, no big deal. Your duck head back. Put that back on. And try to position it where I need it now. And then we're just going to ratchet this bad boy again. It's on there. And then, where'd my dot go? Alright, and I'm just going to rotate this tire just a little bit, get this dot lined up with the valve stem, and now I'm going to get this drop center tool again. I'll put it right here so we can get that tire down further on the wheel. Push this a little bit. We're looking pretty good. Now we ratchet. This is minimal pressure that I'm putting on this now. and it's in there. That's it. New tires on. Take off this drop center tool. That off. We're on there. And so real quick, I was just making this video real quick and I noticed I forgot a step. Make sure you put the bead grease around the bead too. So I just took the tire off again real quick. I mean, it literally took like 30 seconds just to pop this thing off. Like I said, no rehearsal for this video, just out here changing some tires. Thought I'd throw it together for you. But took 2 seconds to get this thing off. Put some bead grease on here. And like I said, Rabaconda sells this too. It came with the kit. When I bought it, it was all part of this big Christmas bundle, which I'm so glad that I got it because you gotta have this stuff. It just makes the job a little bit easier. So this thing's all greased up. Flip that back around. And then just repeat the process. Put the tire back on. So if you didn't see it the first time, show you again real quick. Line up that dot on the tire with the valve stem. We've got our bead grease on now. Easy. Just push that down. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, looked like it was gonna pop back on. Like I said, sometimes it will. Just depends on the tire. But I'm gonna use the duck head again. See this thing back in there. Tighten that down. We'll start ratcheting. Man, yeah, that was a pain. Forgot to put the bead grease on. But I mean, just look at that. Just look at that. If you want an actual how-to video, just leave me a comment or something. I can do one for you, but this is the process. And actually, when I took the tire off a second time, it always takes me a little longer to get that inside bead, but when I was taking it off that second time, it only took a half a second to get that thing off of there. But just remember, this thing's a tool. It's a tool. If you're gonna get good at it, you gotta change tires. So for me, I'm changing my friend's tires, doing it for free just to get experience. So got the tire back on here now. The next step is to get my air compressor aired up, and then we're gonna seat this bead right here. After that, just use the manual tire balancer I got right here, and you are good to go. That's it. So let's get some air in this thing real quick. Put that core back in there, nice and snug. Good to go. Gonna hear two pops, two distinct pops. When you hear those pops, the tire is seated. On my pump, you can crank up the PSI, so I cranked it up pretty good. I put it up to about 120 PSI, and that should get it going pretty quick. Like I said, I've done this many times with just a roadside tire compressor too. It works, but it's gonna take a lot longer. This will do it in a minute. Sometimes you'll get that leak. And just press the tire a little bit. If that doesn't work, I'll take it off. So if that doesn't work, I'll take the tire off and I'll bounce it around on the ground a couple times to help it get seated. Something like that. but usually seats pretty good on its own without having to do all that. All right, we're not leaking air anymore. Two pops, tires seated. At this point, you just balance it, you're good to go. I'm not gonna bore you with my whole balancing process, but that's it. The Rabaconda. I freaking love this thing. So I kind of just threw this video together real quick. Wasn't really going into this with any sort of script or any sort of plan, but I just wanted to show you just how quickly you can change tires with the Rabaconda, how easy it is. It's easy, it's painless, no smashed up knuckles, no smashed up kneecaps, no smashed up shins, no nothing. I mean, that's it. That's the whole process right there. It's easy. I'm gonna do 2 more tires here in a minute. I'm gonna do my front tire, gonna do my rear. Front's coming off, gonna put another takeoff on the front. That bad boy right here, and then the rear is just gonna get another flip too, because we are road racing on a budget, but trying to save a couple dollars here and there. So I'm gonna flip this one, I'm gonna flip the front too, and we're just gonna send it. But you see how easy the process is. Once again, super easy. Shout out to Rabaconda, because I love this thing, and I use it so much. And it only took a couple minutes to get that done. A couple minutes to change a tire. Wasn't bad at all. Like I said, highly recommend. Just get a couple extras with it. Make sure you get the brush that Rabaconda sells with it for the bead grease. Gonna make your life easier. Make sure you get the grease itself. Gonna make your life way easier. The Rabaconda, it's the good stuff too. And I've been using this thing for years. I mean, look at it. It's just missing a little bit out of the middle right there, but I mean, there's still, shoot, more than 85% of the grease still in there. That's gonna last me years. But I love this product. Changed a whole bunch of tires. Haven't broken any parts. Haven't had to replace anything. Absolutely love it. But hope you enjoyed the video. You see how quick we can change tires with Rabaconda. So go get you one, because I mean, it's really a great product. I absolutely love it.